I wanted to say that we've been running at Prafulta Andheri, one of the NGOs that I work with. We've
Okay.
been running a free online support group for young adults with mental illness. We
Okay.
meet on the second and fourth Sunday of every month, and
Okay.
it is open to young adults from the age of 18 up to the age of 30.
Okay.
Every month, two mental health professionals facilitate the session. It's either a psychiatrist or a psychologist taking the session, and they talk on a specific topic. In fact, our next session is happening tomorrow. So
Okay.
it's something that we've been doing constantly through this. I mean, we started it before the pandemic, but it's been going on, and because of the pandemic, it's shifted online. So now a lot more people are able to access it.
Fantastic. So this is like a group therapy kind of a session, I'm sure, right? This
No, no,
works
it's
like a
not
group
a
therapy?
group therapy session. It's a
Uh-huh.
support group. So it's a
Okay.
safe space where people can come and talk about concerns. A
Perfect.
group therapy would necessarily involve a specified program that we're following with a
Okay.
specified diagnostic group that we're working with.
Correct. Correct.
Here, we're welcoming every, any kind of person who is struggling with a mental illness. And there are also young adults who want to support friends through their mental illness that join the session
True.
and take inputs from the
So it's
session.
an open discussion. So fantastic. Thank you. Thank you so much for that inputs. I'm sure people will love to take benefit from this. Thank you so much. I have one very common question for all three of you actually, because I believe in some way or in a large way, you are actively involved in creating mental health awareness in the communities today as a preventive measure. So if you can just, briefly kind of share, how this really helps us. So, Dr. Viluma, you can start with you.
So I think what we need to look at is how we can all come together and support the mental health of somebody who is really struggling with concerns, right?
Right, right,
So I firmly believe that in our country specifically, when you ask that question to Dr. Avinash about the Indian perspective, in our country, the family, the support that the person comes with is a very, very crucial aspect of treatment and recovery. And very often they ask us, what else can we do to support the person?
right.
I think this is something that is very unique to our country because, I don't think that the amount of relatives that accompany a patient in our country happens everywhere else, right? They all want to come in and talk to the doctor. And so I think that is one aspect that we need to look at how we can, reinforce and give them the right strategies to move forward rather than just mouthing the words that might support the patient to actually do things that might help. I think this is
Perfect,
something that we should definitely keep
perfect,
in mind.
perfect. And I think also via Prafulta, you are already contributing in some way where, you are having these sessions like the one you are holding tomorrow, right? So I
Yes.
think great work. Yeah. Thank you so much. Dr. Avinash, you've been largely involved in creating this mental health awareness. So how do you think this really will be helpful for us? And especially, after suffering through this pandemic era, what else can we really do?
Well, I think, see, one of the most important aspects is I have always said that we need to have intervention at three levels. One is at a people's level, at a personal level, and we also need to have intervention at an institution level, and we need to have institute and a level at a policy level. So
Right.
all three matter. So I always say that mental health awareness everywhere is essential. So one of the things which I always have said is, go and spread health knowledge wherever you can. So because people have to realize that the psychiatrist is going to the people, it's
Right.
not that the people are coming to the psychiatrist. So that's something which is important. So we've gone and done programs everywhere. I mean, we've stood at, say, a railway station and done a mental health awareness program. We've gone on to Carter Road in Bandra and done a program there on the promenade. We've gone into a garden and done a program. We've gone with a camera and a mic and asked random people what they feel about mental health. So those kind of things we've done. I mean, diverse groups, people who are 60 plus in an old age home, to rickshaw drivers, to bus drivers, to everyone, and schools and colleges and corporates and call centers. So I think everywhere. In fact, I always advocate, I've been telling a lot of my patients that, if you can put it to your housing societies, and when you have large housing societies, on the day of their annual general body meeting, why can't we have like a half an hour talk on mental health, for them?
Wonderful.
And you never know, I mean, you and big housing societies which have 400, 300, 200 members,
Right.
you will get a lot of people attending. And I said, you can just spread mental health awareness that way. And more than that, I mean, I think even the whole aim is that to make psychiatrists, psychologists, mental health a household name. That's, and I think COVID has already brought us into the limelight, which is a good thing. So
Correct.
all we need to do is capitalize on this awareness which is there, and now take it forward. So and we have to be multilingual. So Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, whatever language is comfortable for the people, we need to use it, and create awareness in their own language.
Right. So thanks. I think the kind of work that you're involved at a very grassroots level is very, very warming, and I'm sure people would have accepted it also that way. So Shehnaz, what do you think? Why is it important to really spread mental health awareness?
I think educating people about mental health is the first step towards creating awareness. Dissemination of information, correct information,
Right.
which helps, bust myths, stereotypes about mental health, which is very important in collective awareness, helping people. And when we speak about mental health,
Right.
I personally also would like to say that mental health is not just about mental illness.
Right.
It's the positive mental health, the holistic picture.
Right.
How do you take care of your mental health, just like you take care of your physical health, in the absence of any mental illness?
Right.
So the awareness has to be at all the three levels: the preventive, the level, the treatment level, tertiary level, all of it.
Right.
And it's only by educating and creating this kind of awareness about mental health that we can destigmatize it.
Right.
Where people would, know how to support somebody with a mental health issue. At the same time, seek help if they or somebody in their immediate family has or circle has any mental health issues.
Right.
And in the absence of a mental health issue also, protect their mental health.
Right.
Improve their mental health, improve their wellness quotient.
Right.
This
Absolutely.
becomes
Very important. Yeah. Very important. Yeah.
Thank you, Sonali. And at an outset, I think last 1 hour or maybe more has been a fantastic. I think a lot of learning, a lot of taking. And before I forget what Mr. Dr. Avinash mentioned about, how it helps to, even if somebody reads something, they can change that. And that reminded me of the initiative that Snehangan is also taking in coming out with an ebook to start with, maybe in the next month of October. Which is a month of mental health and mental wellness. And in this session, we heard a lot of a lot about how important that mental health and mental wellness is. So Snehangan is coming out with a wonderful ebook shortly. We have email IDs of most of you. I think we'll spread this, and I think this ebook is really containing some really life stories, some true stories, and I can tell you that maybe one story or maybe some article may change the way a person is going through, having have to tackle his mindset. So before I forget, I wanted to say that. And at an outset, I wanted to thank the entire panelists. I think it has left me, in a contemplation mode, in terms of so many takeaways from this session. And I'm sure that many of you who have been attending this session, we are also having the same feeling. For example, how important it is, in listening to some, just listening. Empathic listening is important to something, very, very clear and very, very, thought in a way which the panelists, each one of them, explained it very well, very well. Also, having understood how strategic processes, it was really funny when, Dr. Avinash said that some patients, just by, getting that feeling that doctor is examining me and that doing something, and that itself can change. So that that strategic process of entering going through it, and how important this mental health is. We spend a lot of money on our body, on our intellect, to learn so many things, so many courses, getting beautified and all that, but we hardly think about how important our mental health is. And I think there was a big takeaway, how to keep that positive mental attitude sustained all the time. I think there are very few takeaways, but it leaves me into a lot of contemplating thoughts. I'm sure that many of you who are here is going to have same. And I think this was a wonderful session. I hope that we can have many such sessions and reach out to as many people as possible. So really, thank you. I would really thank all the panelists for given their valuable time, and also thank all the participants who gave their valuable 2 hours this morning to discuss, come to an important session. Thank you to the Snehangan team, Sonali, to you, and some of our volunteers who are working on this initiative. Thank you very much for organizing this very well. And I would also thank the host who made it possible by facilitating such a nice Zoom online session. And last but not the least, I would thank the internet service provider. I think we never had any kind of technical glitch. Everybody could get a very good connectivity. The session was very, very interactive and very nice. So
yeah, and I would also like to add a big note of thanks also to Leonie for seeding this idea of holding this kind of a panel discussion, and being the founder and one of the persons who really voluntarily started Snehangan in the early years. So thank you so much, Leonie, and for hosting this as well. And a big thanks to all the panel and to all the participants for being there and making this whole session a very wonderful session. Yeah? Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.